Alright, sir. Have a seat. Magistrate, and I'll be asking you a couple questions before we have you brought to your cell.
Alright.
Alright, first off, what is your name?
My name's Marcel.
Okay, Merceau what?
That's it, just Marcel. Just Marcel. Yeah.
Alright, okay, sure. Alright, where do you currently live?
I live in Algiers right now. Yeah.
Alright, and what do you do for a living?
I work a typical office job. Nothing too crazy.
Okay. Okay, sir. Now, before we finish, I have one more question for you. Have you hired an attorney yet?
No, I haven't. Should I have?
Well, if you don't, the court will appoint you one, so you don't have to worry.
Alright. That's a good law.
Well, looks like we're all done here, so follow me. I'll take you to your cell.
Alright.
Feels good to be a gangster. A real gangster type player plays his cards right. A real gangster type player never runs his mouth, cause real gangsterized players don't start fights. And brothers always got a high cap, showing all his boys how we shot him. But real gangster type players don't flex that, cause real gangster like players know they got him. Now everything is cool in the mind of a gangster, cause gangsterized players think deep. Up 365.
Hello, Mr. Merceau.
Hello.
I'm your lawyer, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Nice meeting
Do
you.
you mind if I sit?
Here, take a seat.
Okay. Well, I've looked over your case, and
And what?
I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tricky. But as long as you trust me, I have no doubt we could win.
Alright. Well, that's good news.
Okay, let's get down to business. There have been some investigations into your private life. It's come to my attention that your mother had recently passed away at her home in Marengo, and some of the investigators told me that you showed insensitivity on the day of her funeral.
What does any of this have to do with this case?
Actually, Mr. Merceau, it has a lot to do with your case. Now, it's a little embarrassing for me to ask you this, but it'll make a strong argument for the prosecution if I do.
Well, alright then.
Tell me, Mr. Merceau, did you feel sad the day of your mother's funeral?
Well, I mean, I guess I did. You know, I mean, she was my mother. And, you know, at one time or another, don't you wish one of your loved ones was dead?
Mr. Merceau, you need to promise me you won't say that during the hearing.
Alright then. You know, the day my mom died, it was really hot. The sun was blazing. And I wasn't really focused. I wasn't aware of what was going on around me, you know. And I wish she hadn't died.
Mr. Merceau, do you think that it's possible that all the physical emotion, the physical feelings you were feeling that day somehow overpowered your emotional ones? You know, the pain or the sorrow you felt inside?
No, it is not true. I felt the exact same way in which I told you before. Nothing.
So you do realize that the director and the staff of the home will probably be called as witnesses, and if they are, things could get pretty nasty for you.
What does this have to do with my case?
Well, Mr. Merceau, you've clearly never had any dealings with the law, and if you're not willing to cooperate with me today, we're going to have to reschedule to a date when you are. Have a good day.
All I wanted him to realize is, I'm just like everybody else. I'm just like everybody else.
I wanna be the minority. I don't need your authority. Down with the moral majority. 'Cause I wanna be the minority. I pledge allegiance to the underworld.
Hi. Take a seat, Mr. Merceau. How are you today?
I'm good. Well, could be better.
Something bothering you?
Yeah, I'm in jail.
Okay, Mr. Rousseau. Well, there's not much I can do for you there. But before we begin, I have to let you know that your lawyer got held up. So, we can either go ahead without him, or we can wait for your lawyer.
Go ahead. I can answer the questions by myself.
Alright then. Now, Mr. Rousseau, I understand you have quite the reputation of being a taciturn and a rather self-centered person.
Well, rarely have anything important to say, so naturally, just keep my mouth shut.
I agree. Besides, that's not important. However, what interests me is you, Marceau. Well, Marceau, there's a couple things that puzzle me about your crime, but I'm sure you can help me clear those things up, right?
This case is pretty simple, sir.
Well, Marceau, can you please recall what happened that day?
I remember it was really hot that day. The sun was just beating down on me, sweating, and in the distance all I saw was this Arab man. Took out a knife, and next thing you know, I just shot him.
Good. Now, with God's help, I'm going to help you out. But I must ask, did you love your mother?
It's like everybody else.
Why did you fire 5 shots, Marceau?
It wasn't quite consecutive, you see. I fired 1 shot, then I fired 4 right after a short interval.
Why did you pause between the shots? But why, Marceau? Why did you continue to fire at him? Why? Marceau, do you know what this is?
Of course I do.
Marceau, I'm a man of God, and I believe that even the worst of sinners are able to obtain figurines like this from him.
What you're trying to make, sir, makes absolutely no...
Do you believe in God?
No.
That's crazy. All men believe in God, even those who reject him. And I pray for him to forgive you. And for him to forgive you, you must put trust in him. Well, Marceau, that's all I have for you today. Follow me. I'll take you back to your cell.